Hey Collective, welcome back. I hope you're having a good day today. So, what does it really mean to be stuck? It's more than a bad mood or a rough week. It's that deep nagging feeling that your life isn't moving forward. It's like you're on autopilot, just going through the motions instead of truly living. You might feel totally disconnected, like you're watching your life from the outside. And maybe you're not even sure when that feeling started. You keep showing up, but something feels off. If this sounds familiar, I want you to know this feeling isn't a character flaw. It's often a symptom of something deeper, a clever trick our subconscious plays on us called emotional avoidance. Emotional avoidance is a protective mechanism that ironically makes us suffer more over time. It's the habit of trying to run from, push down, or control unwanted thoughts and memories. This is rarely a conscious choice. It's a survival strategy we probably learned a long time ago. It shows up in 1,000 little ways. Staying busy to avoid quiet moments, overworking to feel validated, or talking about your feelings without ever letting yourself feel your feelings. It's saying I'm fine when you're really not. In depression, the avoidance can look like pulling away from friends, feeling numb, or losing interest in things you once loved. But here's the cruel irony. Research shows that when we avoid life, we miss out on chances for positive experiences, which only makes depressive symptoms worse in the long run. There's a neurological reason for this. When we constantly dodge feelings like anxiety or grief, the neural pathways that trigger those feelings actually get stronger. Every time you successfully distract yourself from a painful emotion, your brain learns, hey, that worked. Let's do it again. You get a moment of relief, but you reinforce the idea that the emotion itself is dangerous and must be avoided. Over time, your world starts to shrink. You stop taking risks. You avoid tough but important conversations. You end up sabotaging your own progress because your unconscious mind is desperate to stay in familiar, safe patterns. All your energy goes into suppressing the past, leaving you with nothing left for the present, let alone for building a future. The very act of trying to get rid of uncomfortable feelings ends up creating more of them. That's the high cost of ignoring the call to heal. You're not just stuck, you're caught in a cycle that quietly drains your energy and your joy. But here's the hopeful part. Your body and mind are already trying to guide you. That stuck feeling isn't a life sentence, it's a signal. The first and most important step toward any real change is awareness. The good news is, your inner self is already waving a flag, asking you to just pause and listen. So let's explore some of the subtle signs or invitations that your healing journey is ready for you. The first sign, physical symptoms. Our bodies really do keep score. Often the body signals what the mind isn't ready to admit. This can show up as a chronic tension in your neck and shoulders, persistent digestive issues, or a deep fatigue that sleep never fixes. This isn't just about being tired. It's often a sign of emotional exhaustion from carrying stress and hiding how you really feel. Trauma doesn't just live in our memories, it lives in our muscles and our nervous system. So here's your first step. Don't try to fix it. The work here is to simply start noticing. This approach works on a neurological level because just noticing helps the brain register a new experience as safe instead of threatening. Get curious. Throughout your day, gently ask yourself, where do I feel tension right now? When does my stomach clench? You're not judging it. You're just gathering data and, for the first time, really listening to your body's language. Sign number 2, emotional overreactions or numbness. Do you ever fly into a rage over something really small? Like when you turn to walk away and your shirt gets snagged on the damn door handle? Or when you forget something you need for dinner at the grocery store? Even something as simple as lost keys when you're already late. Or on the flip side, do you feel a strange flatness or disconnection during events that should be emotional? Both of these extremes, big reactions and numbness, are powerful signs of an overwhelmed nervous system. This is emotional avoidance in action. The numbness is a form of dissociation, a way to check out when things get too intense. The overreaction is often a burst of suppressed emotional energy that erupts without your permission. The real issue is fear of our own feelings. But here's the truth. Breaking news. Research shows that emotions, even the most intense ones, are survivable. The actionable step here is to practice labeling your emotions without judgment. When you feel that surge of anger or that wave of numbness, just name it. This is anger. This is overwhelm. I know it sounds basic and silly, but I need you to start thinking of your emotions like ocean waves. They rise, they peak, but they always, always recede. By naming the wave, instead of being swept away by it, you create a tiny bit of space. And in that space, you're no longer the emotion. You're the observer of the emotion. This small act is the beginning of reclaiming your emotional power. Sign number 3, persistent feeling of, is this all there is? This is maybe the most subtle sign. Life might even look great on paper. You have the job, the relationships, the stability, yet there's a quiet ache inside, a feeling that something is missing. You feel disconnected, like you're functioning, but you don't feel like you. This question, is this all there is, isn't a sign your life is wrong. It's a sign your soul is calling for deeper alignment. It's your inner self noticing the gap between who you're pretending to be and who you truly are. This feeling often points to a life that's out of sync with your core values. I can't tell you how many grown-ass adults I meet who have no idea what their core values are. Hell, I didn't at one point in time. Acceptance and commitment therapy, or ACT, is a therapeutic model built around this idea. It helps people figure out what truly matters to them. For example, for me, it's discipline, self-control, strength, integrity, growth, creativity, depth, authenticity, compassion, spirituality, just to name a few. And I was partnered with a lazy, weak person whose entire persona was bullshit, inauthentic, big identity issues, could never control addictions, was a know-it-all who never opened a book, selfish, a pathological liar, felt superior to everyone, had a victim mindset, and zero empathy. So, can you see how knowing your core values and living by them can pinpoint exactly where your life is out of sync and exactly what needs to be removed for you to regain alignment? Yes. The actionable step here is to start a values clarification process. Grab a journal or your notes app on your phone and ask yourself, when do I feel most alive? What makes me lose track of time? If there were no limits, what would I dedicate my time to? Your answers are clues pointing you back to your true north. Think about what you value the most, what is so important to you, in respect to how you treat people, how they treat you, how you treat yourself, and what meaning or purpose you want your life to be about. Now, create a list of words that best describe what is of utmost importance to you in your life. Or, I'll leave a link in the description box below of a list of value words to help, because there's a lot of them. Highlight every word that describes what matters most to you. Then group together in themes and try to settle on 4 to 6 core values that you truly feel summarize and represent your personal life values. Now, look them over, and I want you to answer this question for me honestly. Are you living your life according to those values? Conscious awareness of your values enables you to make decisions and set priorities authentically. I'd also suggest keeping your values visual for reference. If any of this is resonating, just pause and take a deep breath. Hit like and subscribe for me. Not knowing this stuff is a normal part of being human, and sadly, it isn't taught in school. Just by noticing, just by watching this video, you've already taken the most important step, wanting to change. Okay, so you've started noticing the signs. What now? A common mistake is to turn healing into another aggressive self-improvement project. But real, lasting change requires the brain to feel safe while trying something new. So instead of declaring war on yourself, the path forward is one of gentleness, compassion, and small, steady steps. For many of us, the biggest roadblock to healing is a harsh inner critic. We judge ourselves for being stuck. Then we judge ourselves for not fixing it fast enough. Self-compassion is the antidote. Treat yourself with some kindness for once. Try this. Consciously change the questions you ask yourself. When you feel overwhelmed, instead of asking, "What's wrong with me?" ask, "What do I need right now?" The first question leads to shame. The second leads to care. Maybe you need a glass of water. Maybe you need a 5-minute walk or permission to rest without guilt. Self-compassion is about rebuilding trust in your own process, one kind thought at a time. We know that avoiding emotions keeps us stuck, or I hope that you know that by now. But the solution isn't to flood yourself with every feeling you've ever suppressed. The key is to engage with your emotions in a regulated way, building tolerance and proving to your nervous system that you can handle your feelings. A powerful tool for this, and my personal favorite because it's like a road trip game, is the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding technique. When you feel an emotional wave building, pause and engage your senses. Name 5 things you can see, 4 things you can physically feel, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. This pulls your attention out of the mental chaos and anchors you in the present, reminding your body that you're safe right now. This brings us to the beautiful science of neuroplasticity, the brain's built-in ability to rewire itself. This is the biological proof that change is always possible. But for this to work in our favor, we need to create the right conditions, safety. Big, ambitious goals feel threatening and send us right back to our old habits. The familiar might be a prison, but to the brain, it feels safe. The actionable step is to embrace the philosophy of the 1% improvement. Break any change down to the smallest possible step. If you want to heal social anxiety, your goal isn't a crowded party. It's sending 1 text to a friend. If you want to quit an addiction, your goal isn't to go cold turkey. It's cutting way back on that addiction. These small doses of change are neurologically kind. They allow you to slowly expand your comfort zone, proving to your brain step by step that new ways of being are not only possible, but safe. Look, the healing journey is rarely a straight line. It's more of a spiral, a process of returning to yourself again and again and again. What I hope you take away from this is that feeling stuck isn't a personal failure. It's a sacred signal from deep within, an invitation to turn inward. The subtle signs in your body and emotions aren't problems to be fixed. They're messengers asking for your attention. Remember, healing is non-linear. Old triggers or new stressors can pull you back into old feelings, even after you've made progress. This isn't a sign you failed. It's a normal part of the journey that asks for patience and self-awareness. Your healing journey is yours alone. It doesn't need to look like anyone else's. Stop fighting yourself and start listening. Quit caring about how you'll look to others. Step off the hamster wheel so you can become the person you want to be. Be gentle with yourself. You're not broken. You're not failing. You're awakening. Until next time, friends, keep healing. See ya.